Hello again, everyone. This is Gilmer, and this is Kingdom Come Deliverance. Welcome back. We're in Bohemia, 1403, and we just saw a bunch of armed forces kill our parents, and they're sacking our city at this moment, and we couldn't get into the castle, so we have to run down this little path and then steal a horse and then get to Talmberg. And I wanted to mention something. If anybody saw my note on the first video, there was a little cropping problem with my videos, so I'm redoing all of my videos from here on out. And so my starting, well, I wouldn't say my starting, but the current position I'm in now is a little bit more than what I had before. I have a little bit more cash because I did a lot of herb gathering and I sold them. So anyway, let's get to it. So the Cumans, because we know they're Cumans, although we didn't know it at the time, they're chasing me right now. If I don't go fast enough, they'll catch me. So I've got to run. But I also have to keep my stamina up or I won't ever make it.
You pigs! Don't touch me or I'll kill you!
Alright.
Go to hell, you Tatar beast!
Alright, we got a horse. Now we got to get out of here. We're riding to Talmberg. They say it's to warn them, but it's really to just save my butt. Because if I don't make it out of here, then whether I warn them or not, I'm dead. And we don't want that. See, they're killing everybody. Oh no, here we go. So we're being chased immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm bleeding. So we're about to ride through Ravna. It's another little town right next to not Privislav, it's Skalitz. As you can see, they're killing everybody here too. And they're shooting at us.
Left. Talmberg is to the left, along the stream.
The whole time I'm riding, they're shooting at me. Don't run on the road, you fool.
Flee! To Talmberg!
He'll be lucky if he lives. Alright, let's let my horse get a little bit of stamina back, because if your horse runs out of stamina, it'll he'll buck you and you'll go flying. You can get a perk that stops that from happening, but that's a little bit further along in the game.
Flee! To Talmberg!
Don't run on the path, you fool! Why do people run on the path?
Run for it!
Your horse's stamina is low. By pressing, you can go to a canter. You can slow, but once he's recovered at least a little bit, you'll be able to gallop again, which is what we've been doing. Come on, we're almost there, pal. There we go.
Oh my God! Wait!
Jesus Christ!
Help! Skeleton's been attacked!
That guy says you're better than me. Not one of them hit any of those guys. They didn't even hit their horses.
Quickly! We're closing the gate!
Made it. Relative safety. This is Talmberg.
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages.
Help me get this arrow out of my leg. Oh, sorry about the ambulance outside.
Tell me, boy, who are you and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the
A
ground?
huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Cumans. I don't think Cumans are exactly the same thing as Tartars.
Tartars, you say? Yeah. Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours.
I don't know.
Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that arrow out. Easy. All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher.
I don't know how.
Can you
lucky
stand?
I am. My parents are dead. And my village
There
destroyed.
you go. Good as new.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Have you idlers nothing better to do? Get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage?
That's Sir Robard. He's a somewhat minor character, but you will see him plenty of times more as the game goes on. This is Lord Divish. You'll see him more as well.
Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground. But a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle?
You knew him.
I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us.
And to save my own bacon.
Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
All right.
Damn it, I'm hungry.
So as you can see, our buffs, we are very hungry. Our nourishment is 15, and we're very tired. And our energy is 30. That's what tiredness is. Goes directly to energy. Anything over 50, and they'll say you're not tired.
Remember you were telling me you looked the house over to see what needed fixing after the winter? Hi.
Let's wash up a little. That always helps.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach.
Sure.
I heard about your father. They say he was a swordsmith
fled
who
from
moved to the countryside
Skalitz.
to make horses.
How did you manage that?
I can't understand why he wastes his talent.
If you don't talk to these people, you'll get a reputation lost. It's almost as if you're ignoring them. So I always talk to them, and plus you get a little bit of skill ups in your speech.
It was a fine sunny day until Sigismund came with his army. I saw him sitting there with his red beard and proud posture as he gave the signal to attack.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah.
I ran to the castle for shelter with the others. Behind me I could hear the shouts of the attackers and the screams of the wounded. Then I turned and saw father trying to save mother. They were both killed. The gate was closed by then. The men on the battlements were calling to me to run and warn you here. And with God's help I made it.
My God, that's horrible. You were lucky to survive. And our thanks for warning us. I'll pray that you see better times.
Alright. So we got that out of the way. There's going to be another one at some point.
Ah, milady. You're fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honoured.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bozhena here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear. Aren't you, young master?
Indeed,
Here you
I
are,
am.
then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night, man.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
Well, remember that. Or not. I am very hungry. Let's eat something before we just keel over. Alright, we got some bread rolls, cheese, lentil mash, roast duck, and 6 apples. Oh, that's right. I picked up a bunch of apples on my table at home. So any of the food here on this table is fair game. It doesn't have a little red hand saying you would be stealing it. So nothing you take off this table will be stealing. But let's pick up some more apples. Now I'm just very tired. What else do we have here? We have the wine. So if you go over here, see how it says steal? If you pick that up, you're stealing, and you can get caught and get into trouble, obviously, if they catch you. There should be somebody. Maybe it's this guy. Nope. There's usually a second person that asks you about what you were doing, how things were happening. Maybe this is him. Maybe he's coming now. Nope. I guess not.
You fled from Skalitz?
Oh, there we go.
Hey!
It was awful. Okay, so I'm going to go with, I think it's a social status. As you can see, I'm 6+1. Don't know what his is, but the villagers like him are usually pretty low.
It was a fine sunny day until Sigismund came with his army. I saw him sitting there with his red beard and proud posture as he gave the signal to attack.
Oh no!
Yeah. So okay, so now it shows that I'm +1. I got 7 to his 2.
I ran to the castle for shelter with the others. Behind me I could hear the shouts of the attackers and the screams of the wounded. Then I turned and saw Father trying to save Mother. They were both killed. The gate was closed by then. The men on the battlements were calling to me to run and warn you here. And with God's help I made it.
That's horrible. You were very fortunate to survive. And God bless you for warning us. I'll pray for you, lad.
Alright, so you got some skill ups to speech there from him. Nobody else is going to talk to me. So here is the room that they said I could use. And I am not taking my shoes off. Sit. And then E for sleep. And I'm going to sleep until, well, you can only sleep 12 hours. My energy will be at 91. Oh. Apparently they're not going to let me sleep through the night.
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled. If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady...
Yeah, I was awake. I mean, I was asleep.
No, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't... You could have sent a servant.
I was going to, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you, but I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal.
True.
I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
I don't feel like it, but I will anyway. Because that's what the game wants me to do. Although they don't know it because they're inside the game. Alright, tell the story of the raid.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened. It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
Alright, so I'm going to go with social status again. This time it's 6+2.
A fellow by the name of Cunnish owed money to Father, who sent me to collect it from him. Only Cunish had no intention of paying. It got a bit heated, as often happens when there's money involved, but Cunish still wouldn't cough up the coin. Father was too generous for his own good, letting even a scoundrel like that buy on credit.
Oh.
Oh, indeed.
When I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzik.
And then, so she's social status of 5 and I'm 6 plus 2.
The sword was taking shape when Sir Radzik himself came to have a look at it. He praised Father's work and said that with his smithing skills, he could easily make a living in Prague or Vienna.
You don't say.
But
Yes.
Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
There was a huge horde of attackers.
A horde of soldiers was amassed. Pennants flapped in the wind, the armour glinted in the sunlight, and the horses whinnied impatiently. They were waiting for Sigismund to give the command to attack.
How awful.
And then death descended on Skalitz.
So as you can see, intimidation, she is actually better than me, and then just... And plus there's a timer.
Father told me to take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers. And then I saw him knocking down one Cuman after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, a knight in full armour, saw Father and charged at him. He cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
I needed a horse. As you can see, there's a timer. I don't know what happens when that timer runs out, though.
I needed a horse to get to the safety of Talmberg and to warn you all.
And with all that was happening, you thought of others like a good Christian.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I had Sir Radzik's sword, and even though there were several of them and they were better armed, I had to try and save her. I wanted there to be at least one person I'd helped. And I succeeded, even though it almost cost me my life. After that, I stole a horse from them and rode off.
Like a valiant knight.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
You poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do.
Excuse me?
We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then, he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years? And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Seems a little disloyal.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
I was looking at the FPS and it's kind of low, but I think it's just for those cutscenes, because now it's back up to something approaching decent FPS.
Running out of time! Quickly!
She was being disloyal to her husband, calling him infirm and old.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
Okay. If I must, but you keep waking me up from my sleep. How's Amanda gets any sleep around here? Alright. As you can see, I have a Cooper's axe. I bought that in Skalitz.
Sigismund's hired himself a mob of foreign mercenaries. They don't know this country like we do. We could hide out somewhere until it blows over.
Maybe. Only all they have to do is lean on some stolid serf and they'll happily tell them everything.
I didn't think of that.
Not that I'm spoiling for a fight, but if I have to choose a place for it, then right here behind solid walls is it.
True enough.
They seem a little disloyal themselves.
So we wouldn't have time to join forces.
Aye, you might be right. I'm sure Sigismund ain't no fool. A backstabbing swine, maybe. But no fool.
You're right there.
Hey, you men down there. Tell the people outside the walls to prepare for attack. Quickly, do you understand?
What's going on?
What's going on?
I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would Sigismund advance on Talmberg in the night? Especially since he's lost the element of surprise after the raid on Skalitz.
Maybe it's not him.
Then who is it? The scouts Divish sent to Skalitz to spy on Sigismund said he'd set up camp and was getting ready to storm the castle. And so Radzig is an experienced soldier. He'd surely hold the castle for quite some time. It doesn't make sense.
What else did the spies see?
Not much of anything. Before they could get close enough, this huge storm started. And you were right. Sigismund has a hell of a lot of soldiers, including all manner of mercenaries. An army like that costs a fortune. Well, anyway, we'll find out when they get here, won't we?
Aye, we will.
Take care, then. Halt! Who goes there?
Lucifer and all his minions! Who else, Robber?
Sir Radzig! What a relief.
Is his lordship there with you?
Yes, sir, he is right here.
What are you doing up so late, Divish? At your age, you need a good night's sleep.
Well, Radzig, you didn't exactly pick the best time for an outing either. In a big hurry?
It was a bit of a scramble, all right. Believe it or not, this tempest is a godsend for me and my men. As my old granddad used to say, better a sore throat than a slit throat.
I'd say your grandfather was a wise man. Your messenger told us what happened.
Messenger?
The lad you sent to warn us.
He's alive? He made it to you?
He's here with me. He only got away by the skin of his teeth, though.
Thank God.
A brave young man. But tell me, friend, how on earth did you manage to get away?
Thank God for this tempest. When it began, Sigismund's Tatars crawled into their holes and left us storming the castle for more clement weather. We were able to sneak out right under their noses. The Lord be praised. We wouldn't have stood a chance against them.
Would you like to spend the night in Talmberg?
No, no. When Sigismund finds the castle empty tomorrow, he might come looking for us. We'd only be exposing you to danger. Without me and my men, he has no call to attack you.
What will you do then?
We'll march to Ratai. It's only a short way, and there we'll have a better chance of defense and enough room for all of these people. If Sigismund should come, better bend your knee, Divish. There's no point dying in a battle that's futile.
You're right there.
Is that boy still with you?
I'm here, sir.
You have courage, lad. That I can't deny. I am sorry about what happened. Would you care to join us?
I'd like to, sir, but first I have to return to Skalitz.
Are you mad? What do you want there?
I can't leave my mother and father. I won't leave their corpses rotting in the street. I'll join you once I've taken care of them.
Don't even think of going back there, you donkey. Are you tired of living?
But sir!
Quiet! I'm sorry about your father, but getting killed as well won't help him. Divish, make sure that lad doesn't budge from Talmberg until things quieten down.
Not to worry, friend. Anyway, he's injured and needs to recover. I'll lock him up here as if he were Havel of Baldic.
I've seen you've grown a thick skin since your tribulation, sir. But thank you. We'll meet again when circumstances are more favorable. Farewell.
Farewell, friend, and good fortune. Give my regards to Sir Hanush.
I will. And good luck to you and your people too. These are dark times. Move out!
They are.
People, move out! It's only a short way to Monday now.
Definitely dark times. Civil War. A born king riding around with a huge army killing people.
Men, tonight we'll have triple patrols. Sort out the watches between you as always. And if I catch anyone boozing, playing dice or slacking off, I'll personally break every bone in his body. I want you to keep a close eye on everything nearby. Sigismund will surely have sent spies, and likely men as well, to follow the Skalitz people now he knows they've fled. Keep your eyes peeled and report everything to me at once. Understood?
Yes, sir. Nobody said yes, sir.
What is it you need?
I could use an extra pair of eyes, and yours are keen. Will you keep watch of the battlements with my men?
Is that a request or an order?
I'd rather it was a request you answered yes to.
Of course I'll help. I'll have to pay you back somehow after all you've done for me.
Splendid. Don't worry. I'll tell the men to relieve you later. Farewell.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Have you any further orders for me?
Keep watch on the battlements for now. I'll send someone to relieve you later.
God be with you.
He's got nice armor. Too bad I can't take it from him.
Good day to you. What do you need?
What do you think about the Skalitz folk?
What do you think about how the Skalitz folk managed to flee the siege?
Thank the Lord. I thought it was Sigismund descending on us.
It seems everyone thought that.
Well, we were all expecting the worst. And the truth is, I'm still worried what will happen when Sigismund comes here. And come he will, of that I'm sure. I just hope we'll be as fortunate when we're face to face with that fucker. By the way, Henry, my condolences.
Thank you.
Wandering around like a stray sheep. Must be your first watch, eh? I don't think anything much will be happening today. You can just lean against the wall and wait till morning. I'll show you what's what.
I will. Thank you.
Good luck to you.
Okay, so we got a skill up in speech. So let's go. Speech. Final offer is good. You can read that. When a trader loses patience with you during haggling, you'll get one more chance to make another offer. Highborn increases your speech level by a +3 when talking to nobles and wealthy people. You can't have the lowborn perk simultaneously. And of course, lowborn, your speech stat will rise by +3 when you're talking to commoners. You can't have the perk highborn at the same time. I'm going to take highborn, because I'm going to be doing a lot of speaking to a lot of nobles. So anyway, we got to wait here till morning. I'll give it till 6. Oh, skip time. If you have to wait for something, you can skip time, press T, and set how long you want to wait. Watch out though, tiredness and hunger grow even during skip time. So that's what we just did, we skipped time.
Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Quick! Go! Go!
I'm going to...
Let's go! Let's go! Move it! Quick! Go! Go!
See how the self-appointed king wins the love and respect of his loyal subjects.
Indeed, Robard. Sigismund of Luxembourg has a rare talent for winning people over to his cause. We may be in for a surprise, though. I don't think he will set his heathen dogs on us today.
Greetings, Lord of Talmberg.
That's the bastard who led the attack at Skalitz and killed my parents.
Don't be an idiot! Do you want to end up like them?
I am Sir Markwart von Aulitz. I come in the name of Sigismund of Luxembourg, King of Hungary and Croatia, who has resolved to strike against those who who disrupt concord in the land, and to restore order in the name of his brother, King Wenceslaus IV.
Restore order by burning and pillaging the king's estates.
Greetings, Sir Markvart. The efforts of the king's brother to bring order to this chaotic land are undoubtedly noble. It seems to me, though, that he and his army have somewhat strayed. As Burgrave of Prague Castle, I am entirely beholden to the king, and here in Talmberg divine peace reigned until your arrival. To what then do we owe the honor of your visit?
Yesterday, His Majesty took action against the enemy of the kingdom, Sir Radzig Kobyla, who has been using the silver from the Skalitz mine to fund insurrection against the crown. Unfortunately, the insurgent escaped. Would you happen to know, noble sir, where he might be at this time?
As far as I know, the Sir Radzig of which you speak is the king's hetman at Skalitz. I find it hard to imagine that he would rebel against our king. Nevertheless, I can assure you that Sir Radzig is not at Talmberg. He would be a fool indeed to flee from one castle, where he has little chance of defense, to another, where he has even less. Or do you take the view that my humble manner is any obstacle to your army?
Am I to inform the king then that Sir Radzig Kobyla is not at Talmberg and that he has your loyalty?
Ain't she listening?
Sir Radzig Kobyla is not here, and I have no intentions of getting embroiled in affairs from which I have nothing to gain.
Very well, sir. As you wish. I will relay your words to the king in the hope he will be as well disposed as you seem to be.
Those who have clean consciences and goodwill may find themselves well disposed even at moments like this, when there is little cause for joy. Farewell, sir.
Auf Wiedersehen.
That was a diplomatic way of saying F you. Go.
My lord, you have my utmost admiration.
Get on with you, Robard.
Bald men are always the evil guys.
So, Robard, I need to get to Skalitz.
What would you do there, lad? Sigismund might have left, but the place will be swamped with robber barons, brigands, deserters, and other vermin. And anyway, your lord commanded you to stay here.
I have to bury my parents.
My parents died there, and I won't leave them to be ravaged by dogs. I have to bury them.
Good God, boy. Do you want to throw your life away for those who can never get theirs back? Do you think that's what they'd want? Forget it.
Alright, why did Sigismund raid Skalitz?
Why did Sigismund burn down Skalitz and then come here too?
That's war for you, lad. Certain lords have resolved to take things into their own hands and eliminate anyone who doesn't share their view. Unfortunately, Sir Radzig is one of those. And what's more, he was sitting on a pile of silver that could help King Wenceslas's allies.
What does he have?
What happened in Cumans?
Gutenberg. Well, I'm just a simple soldier, but the good Lord gave me ears, and I've heard some things from Sir Divish and from those who fled from Sigismund's pillaging.
Were there many?
Indeed. But it was the Kuttenberg mercenaries who came to see me, because I knew them from before.
I see.
Listen, lad. These are all games of the high aristocracy. In Prague, a cabal of nobles rebelled against King Wenceslas, wealthy aristocrats who took against our king for reasons of their own. There's no doubt Sigismund had his fingers in the whole affair. Him and Wenceslas's cousin, Jobst. And that cabal helped him abduct the king.
So then why did Sigismund attack Kuttenberg?
Why do you think?
It has a strategic position and strong fortifications.
I suppose because it has a strategic position and good fortifications, so it can be used as a base for raids, giving you control of the whole territory and good defences too, if you need them.
Not at all. King Charles, may God grant him eternal glory, built Prague into a proper royal city, while King Wenceslas took a liking to Kuttenberg. After Prague, it's the most important city in Bohemia, in the entire Holy Roman Empire. He who commands the Kuttenberg silver is king.
So Kuttenberg sided with Wenceslas because he favoured it?
Now you're starting to understand. When Sigismund imprisoned Wenceslas and took control of Prague, the people of Kuttenberg began to raise an army against him. So with the attack on Kuttenberg, Sigismund killed 2 birds with 1 stone. He defeated Wenceslas's most powerful allies before they could stand against him, and also gained immense wealth.
Okay.
Where did these Cumans come from, anyway?
I don't know much about them, only what the Chamberlain said. That they came to Hungary from the east and settled there. They're godless barbarians and merciless fighters. The nobles used to say the Hungarian king shouldn't enlist them, because they dishonor our rules of warfare. But when there's power and money to be had, it seems that honor isn't worth my spit. And believe me, it's always about power and money.
Oh, I know that. All right, end dialogue. Stop running into me. Let's talk to this guy.
God be with you.
And with you.
Can you tell me where I can buy or sell something?
Someone to do business with. Well, Votova often gets things the merchants don't have. The last time I saw him, he was by the granary. Try him. He thinks about trade, day and night.
What do you think about that surprise during the night?
I was surprised, all right. I'm glad them people were saved, though. I'm just as glad it weren't Sigismund. For sure he'll come here in the end, too. But
He's
now
already
at least
come.
we've got time to get ready for him.
Maybe he'll leave Talmberg be.
Maybe, maybe not. Could be he was only out to get Sir Radzik, because he's Wenceslas's hetman. And Skalitz is a rich town, so there was plenty of loot for the taking. 2 birds with 1 stone. So he might be satisfied and leave us alone.
Reckon we'll see soon enough, one way or the other.
He did leave us alone.
By the way, Henry. It is Henry, ain't it? I was sorry to hear about your parents. They've gone on to better things.
Yep.
So Divish certainly put Sigismund in his place.
You're right there. That's Sir Divish for you. May God grant him long life. May the Lord watch over you.
Let's talk to this guy.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Can you tell me where I can buy or sell something?
Go to the cook. She'll sell you something to eat.
What if I want something else?
Best ask Votova, the pond keeper. But I don't know if he made it inside the castle before they closed the gate. Try asking some of the villagers. They should know.
What do you think about the Skalitz folk managing to slip away like that?
I can't imagine how they did it. The more I think about it, they was either blessed, or Sigismund's mercenary army ain't up to much. When you're on campaign, you keep watch no matter how much it's pissing down. If any of us make such a cock-up, Sir Robard would flay the skin off our backs.
You only say that because you never saw them attack.
Aye. Well, it's a shame your folks couldn't be saved.
Is Sir Robard really that tough?
Tough? Aye. But he's fair. He's a veteran of many a campaign, so he knows warcraft.
I believe it.
Farewell.
Right. He's told me enough. Did I talk to this guy?
Good health to you.
No, I haven't.
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
Hungry, are you? You should go and see the cook. She's good-hearted, especially if you come with some coin. For anything else, you should see a fellow called Votava. Folk aren't too fond of him, because he's as surly as a wet cat. But he can get you just about anything. I saw him by the granary. You'll recognize him easy. He looks like he's never had a decent meal in his life.
All right.
That business with Sigismund turned out well in the end, didn't it?
Aye, that was a good start. Next we need to drive him and his war whores out of Bohemia for good.
Right. Good luck to you.
Let's talk to some of these people.
What is it this
Good day to you. What do you need?
And said make something special.
Is there someone here who trades in goods?
Votava is your man. He's the local dealer, a skinny fellow. I saw him by the granary. He'll buy anything that has any value, and he'd sell you his own granny, if he hadn't already sold her long since.
What do you think about Sigismund withdrawing?
It was a stroke of good luck. I know everyone says how clever Sir Divish is and all that, but it was a dangerous situation. That Sigismund is awful, unpredictable. He abducts the king, raids towns, brings foreign mercenaries into the heart of our country. God alone knows what he'll get up to next.
Good luck. I need to.
So we'll have a proper appetite. Feathers for him.
Nothing to worry about.
All right. I'll be overfed. Overeaten. You've eaten too much. You won't be hungry for a long time, a much longer time now, but you'll be clumsy until you've digested everything. So as you can see, my nourishment is 107, 100 is full, 107 is overfed.
That's not all.
I've discovered a trader. Votava.
God be with you.
God be with you, Votava.
Can we trade?
If you've got the coin.
Oh, I've got the coin. As you can see, I have 176 in coin. Because I sold a bunch of herbs and scallops before I took off. Is there anything else I can buy? No. Not really. Alright. So, let's see if we can sweet talk our way out.
My respects to you.
I need to get out of here.
And I need a feather bed with a comely wench in it. But it looks like we'll both be disappointed. Sir Divish gave orders not to open the gate, and you especially are not to be let out.
Let's try social status.
Let me out, I say. Don't you know who I am?
Someone who's about to lose his teeth if he doesn't get lost quick.
Uh-oh. That didn't work. Persuasion is I'm better than him, so let's
My mother and father were left in Skalitz like carrion. I have to bury them. I can't leave them to the dogs.
I'm sorry, my friend, but I can't. You'll have to persuade Sir Robard, or think something up so I don't end up in the shit for it. Otherwise, forget it.
So I got a success, but he still wouldn't let me out.
What am I supposed to think up?
How should I know? Maybe some disguise so I could say I didn't recognize you? If a Talmberg soldier turns up, all kitted out properly, in armor and a helmet, then of course I let him go. That's obvious.
All right. I'll have a look around for something.
All right.
Take care now.
So, if we look at this, bury your loved ones in Skalitz. Optional, get a horse. Get out of the castle, which is not optional. And then get Talmberg armor from the guardhouse above the gate. Alright. Let's talk to Lady Stephanie. She was nice. Maybe she'll help me. Oh. Somebody's coming out. And she's still sleeping.
God save. Can I help you with anything?
I would like to ask your assistance, my lady, if I may be so bold.
What's the matter, lad?
I need to get out of the castle, and your husband is keeping me here by force.
Why, for the love of God, would you want to leave the castle?
It's my duty to bury them, ma'am.
My lady, I know you have a good heart. I can't live with the thought of my parents being left in the mud to be food for stray dogs. How can their souls find peace until they rest in hallowed ground?
My dear boy, you'd risk your own life to give them a Christian burial?
Yes, I would.
My heart goes out to you. I will do what I can to help, though I'll tremble in fear until your return. But what can I do?
If I could just get past the guard at the gate somehow.
But you can. If you wear a proper suit of armor, and if he can't see your face, he won't recognize you and he'll let you go.
Good thinking. And where can I get the armor?
At the armory?
Where's that?
In the gate tower. But the soldiers sleep in other places around the castle too, and you might find armor nearby.
Okay. I might have to pay a bribe.
It's rather embarrassing, but if I'm to pay a bribe, I need money, and unfortunately, I don't have any.
How would you? Don't worry your head about it. This should be enough.
Thank you, my lady. I will repay you, I swear. Well, they'll certainly ask where I'm going.
You could tell them Sir Robard sent you to Ujitz, to ask the parish priest how the folk there are faring.
That sounds reasonable.
All right.
Thank you, my lady. I must go now. My lady, I hope you weren't unduly distressed by the arrival of Sigismund's army this morning.
Well, it was to be expected. And thanks to God's mercy and my good husband, there was no more bloodshed. But it's something else that distresses me. Maybe my mind deceives me. But I have an evil foreboding.
You, my lady? Surely not. No evil could possibly come to you.
I fear something bigger and worse will come. That Sigismund is only another omen of imminent evil. Of great evil.
What do you think, my lady? Do I look like a Talmberg soldier?
Not quite, Henry. Just look at you.
Oh, I see. Well, thanks.
God bless.
Not yet. You gotta get armor and dress up. All right, we're stealthy. We'll take a shield, and then we will. Oh. Okay, that guy didn't see me. Good deal. So let's find a place to dress into our clothes so nobody sees us changing. Actually, you can do it in front of anybody, but it kind of ruins the immersion if you change clothes in front of everybody while they're watching you. Alright, so let's see. Armor. I believe that's it. Yeah. And yeah. I don't need either of those two things. I'm overloaded. Because I got all that stuff. I need to sell that. All right. Sir Radzik's sword is equipped, and this shield is equipped. So now I should look like a proper guard. Let's see if my disguise works. She's still sleeping.
My lady?
God be with you. I'm sorry. Do I know you?
It's me, my lady. Henry.
I didn't recognize you at all. I still think you should stay here in the safety of the castle, Henry. But I see your heart is drawing you away from here. God go with you.
All right, that's that. Get out of here. Get the horse I came in on. So I got on the same horse that I came in on so nobody would say I stole a horse. Because this is quite literally my horse at this point. Let's talk to this guy, see if he'll let us out now.
I need to get out of here.
Then I'm afraid you're out of luck. Ah, I see. All right then. But if you breathe a word about me to anyone, take care now.
All right, let's get back on the horse. And we are out. Now flee the castle and get to scouts. Alright, but anyway, that's going to be the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe and leave a comment. That helps the algorithms for YouTube, and I hate to have to beg for it, but it helps the channel, and that's the way YouTube has it set up in these days. So, you know, do what you can for me. But I appreciate everybody watching, and I will see you next time.